When I say the two words Charlotte Tilbury, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Well, for me, and maybe for many of us as well, it's these two words. So I guess we'd have to admit that her marketing team has done a really fantastic job of embedding these two words into our brains. But I also have to say that I think I've personally experienced a bit of pillow talk fatigue at this point, and that may be the reason that many of my Charlotte Tilbury products seem to be lodged at the back of my makeup drawers. However, I have to say that since Charlotte Tilbury's brand first launched in September of 2013, almost 12 years ago, there have definitely been a number of truly innovative and iconic products, including her launch in 2018 of her Flawless Filter. So I thought it would be interesting and hopefully helpful to take a closer look at some of her most well-known products, as well as a few of her newer products, and specifically evaluate them on the basis of how well they work on mature skin. So that's exactly what we'll be doing today. If this is your first visit here, a warm welcome and a hearty thank you to all of you who are returning. I really appreciate it. My name is Elise, and my sole focus as a makeup artist is to help those of us over 50 feel celebrated, supported, and fabulous by sharing makeup tips, techniques, and product suggestions that can make the biggest difference for us now. And we occasionally also dip our toes into the worlds of wellness and fashion as well. And speaking of fashion, I just have to mention this top that I'm wearing today because it's a recent fashion find that I absolutely love. The fabric is so silky soft, and it's tunic length, which I also appreciate it, and it's reversible. It also comes in 3 other gorgeous colors. So in case you want to check it out, I've put a link to it in the description box below, along with links to all the products that I'll be mentioning today. And you'll also find links in the YouTube shopping list. But now let's jump into today's topic. An iconic Charlotte Tilbury product, which I do absolutely love, is her Magic Cream. It was created to be used as a glowy moisturizer for day and night that also works as a face primer. And it does have a long list of impressive ingredients, including rosehip oil and oat extract to soften and smooth the skin, vitamins C and E to brighten and even out the skin, and shea butter nourishes and softens the skin. So it is loaded. It does absolutely feel amazing, and fortunately it comes in 3 different sizes because it is really pricey. And I do love the fact that it can be used as both a moisturizer and primer. So this is a really great product for those of us with dry, mature skin. I do have extremely dry skin, which I know is true for many of us as we get older, but I also know that some of you do deal with oily skin. So I'll try to mention how these products would work for those of you who have oily skin. Usually this Magic Cream is recommended for dry to normal skin, but if any of you with oily skin have tried it, I would love to hear your thoughts on how it worked for you. I have this tiny little size that I got by redeeming some of my Sephora points. Now this is very thick and creamy, but since it's a moisturizer and primer, I love the fact that it can do double duty. It says it doesn't have a fragrance, but I definitely do notice a bit of a fragrance, but it is dissipating, and it's a very pleasant fragrance. No way can I put my finger on what it is, however. I can really feel the hydration of this product. Very nice. This is interesting. I am noticing a little pilling down here, but I did put a little bit of another moisturizer on earlier, so that may be the culprit. Now let's focus on the eyes. The Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadows have been around for a very long time, and fortunately they haven't changed because they're really excellent. They come in 8 really gorgeous shades and are a beautiful one and done cream eyeshadow, which is very soft and easy to apply and blend. I have 2 shades which I'll hopefully be able to swatch for you, but since I've had these cream eyeshadows for several years, they may have dried out. We'll have to see. I have the shades Star Gold and Rose Gold. I am amazed that these are still very creamy. The lighter color is the Rose Gold and the darker is the Star Gold. So if you're looking for a really good one and done eyeshadow that has some gorgeous colors and is very easy to work with, this may be the ticket. I also love Charlotte Tilbury's iconic powder eyeshadow quads. They're extremely user-friendly and easy to apply and blend. However, I will say that the formula can vary a bit, and the newer quads seem to have a little bit better formula. I have 4 quads which do have a really good formula. There's Pillow Talk, Walk of No Shame, Pillow Talk Dreams, and Exaggerize. The Pillow Talk quad doesn't have any really deep colors in it, so it's not quite as versatile as the other palettes, but it can create a great everyday natural look. Walk of No Shame is beautiful, but it's just too red for my preference. So my 2 favorites are Pillow Talk Dreams and Exaggerize. I'll swatch the shades in these 2 palettes so you can see what they look like. First, here is Exaggerize. So here are the swatches for Exaggerize. And as you can see, they would all blend in beautifully together, but there is only one matte shade. And the shade at the bottom doesn't apply nearly as easily as the other ones. And here is Pillow Talk Dreams. As you can see, there's a lot more depth with this quad in addition to having 2 matte shadows. I'm going to start off with the lightest matte shade at the top right in the crease. And I've already applied eye primer and powder over my eyelids. And as you can see, this just glides on, almost blends itself. And this just by itself would be a beautiful look. This does have a warmth to it, so if you prefer cool tones, this probably wouldn't be your choice. One thing Charlotte Tilbury has done lately is she's come out with a lot more eyeshadow quads that are colorful. Something that she didn't have for a long time. I almost don't have to blend this with a blending brush, but I will, of course. Now I'm going in with this deeper shade at the bottom right. Oh, these are so easy to apply. Now I do go up higher than my crease because of my hooded eyes. I haven't worn these for so long, and I really forgot how good they are, how easily they blend. If you haven't worn eyeshadow in the past or are relatively new to it, this would be an absolutely wonderful palette. It's pretty darn mistake-proof. Then I'm going to take this pink color all the way across the lids. But I like a slightly lighter look across the lid, so I'm going to apply the lighter color over it. And as you can see, this really bumps up the brightness of the lids. And I definitely want to blend in those edges as well. Now, if I were to do this over again, I think I'd probably just use the lighter shade across my lids. This is kind of a fun eyeshadow look to do today because we are going out a little bit later to a flower show at one of the malls, so I'm looking forward to that a lot. Well, unfortunately, I cannot recommend any of Charlotte Tilbury mascaras, so I'll apply my Versed mascara off camera and apply the deepest eyeshadow from this quad as my eyeliner, and I will be right back. And I just have to let you know that although there was no fallout with the matte shadows, there definitely was some fallout with the shimmer shadows. In March 2018, Charlotte Tilbury launched her Hollywood Flawless Filter, which was a totally innovative product at the time, since it could be used in so many different ways to create a lovely soft glow. Now, there are many products like this on the market today, but at the time it launched, it was definitely unique. It was inspired by the perfecting properties of social media and the illuminating effects of Hollywood lights, since it blurs, smooths, and illuminates the skin. It now comes in 12 shades, and it can be used in 4 different ways. It can be used alone, underneath foundation, mixed in with foundation, or on top of foundation. Since I'm a little later going to be using a Charlotte Tilbury foundation with some glow, I'm only going to apply the Flawless Filter to the left side of my face. I have no idea how it will work under the foundation I'll be using, so we'll totally be into experimentation mode when I layer these 2 products. I have 2 shades of the Flawless Filter, shade 2, which is fair, and shade 2.5, which is light. And I'm going to go with the lightest shade 2. Just going to tap it in with my hands. And one of the wonderful things about this product is that it does not accentuate pores. So let's compare the 2 sides. This is a side with the Flawless Filter on it. And this is the side without. The next Charlotte Tilbury product may be the most polarizing product she's ever created, since it's one that people seem to either really love or really dislike. It's her beautiful skin foundation. I fall into the I love this product camp. It was designed to be a medium coverage hydrating foundation with skincare ingredients that combine instant glow with buildable coverage and long-term skincare benefits. This foundation is definitely best for those of us with dry, combo, or normal skin. I wear shade 3C for fair skin with a cool undertone. I was pumping the applicator to get some product out and nothing was coming out. So I thought there was pretty much not any product left. So I took the top off and I shook the applicator over my hand and a whole lot of product still came out. So just as an FYI, if you think you're done with it, you are not. There's still a lot of product left in there. Now, to me, this product feels just really lovely on the skin. It does feel like it has skincare benefits in it, but I know some people feel like it's too heavy feeling for their taste. That's not my experience with it, but we're all different in what we're comfortable with. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how this foundation looks on the left side of my face where I used some of the Flawless filter earlier. It may be way too glowy. Let's take a look. This is the side where I applied some of the Flawless filter earlier. And this is a side with just the foundation. Looking into my monitor, I definitely see more glow on the side with the Flawless filter. Although there is a distinct softer glow with just the foundation on this side. A more recent product that she's come out with is her Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. It's described as a no foundation foundation that blurs and smooths the skin. There are 20 shades and it provides a blurred, soft focus glow with sheer to light coverage. I'm going to swatch for you both shades that I have. On top here is shade 1.5 and underneath it is shade 3. I would probably fall somewhere in between. However, I think you can see how warm a shade 3 is. So there are not many cool toned options in this line. Since I definitely need more coverage than this product provides, this product is a definite no for me. But if you love a soft glow with light coverage, this may be your perfect cup of tea. And if any of you have tried this product, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And YouTube would like to know your thoughts as well. So if you're finding this video enjoyable or helpful, please tap that thumbs up icon. Doing this is a wonderful way to support this channel since YouTube will more likely recommend this video to others if it receives a number of thumbs up likes. And if you haven't already subscribed, I do hope you'll become part of our family here and subscribe before you leave today. Now I'm going to head off camera to apply under eye corrector, concealer, and Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Filter Powder to help prevent creasing. I quite honestly have a love-hate relationship with this next product. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I love it because it creates a natural looking contour that's very lightweight and blends in like a dream. It's a wonderful product that helps our cheekbones appear higher and our face look more lifted and defined. And it now comes in 7 different shades, which is a far wider shade range than when it was first launched. What I don't like about this product is the squeeze tip applicator. That's because it's necessary to squeeze out the product onto the sponge tip, and it's very easy to squeeze out too much. Then, when there's too much left over on the sponge tip top, it's very messy, and if you clean it off, it really wastes a lot of product. But you have to take what I say with a grain of salt, because when I was a kid, I really disliked playing in the sandbox because of how messy I got. So I may be just too super sensitive to this type of applicator. It certainly may not be an issue for you. And one other reason that I'm not fond of this type of applicator is that it also doesn't contain a lot of product. But as far as the product itself and the formula is concerned, it's absolutely a winner. This is a brand new product, so there's nothing yet on the squeeze tip applicator. First, you have to open it by twisting it. Then we'll do some squeezing, and it's starting to come out here. Okay, I'm just going to dab it on and then blend. And this, by the way, is shade Fair Medium, and it actually may be too light for me. But I think you can see that it's creating a really soft, natural looking contour. the other side. And this is how much product is left on the sponge tip after I've applied it. This is where it can get messy when you put the top back on it. A longtime favorite product for many people is Charlotte Tilbury's Cheek to Chic powder blush. They're the ones with two different shades. There's an outer ring of color, which you swirl your brush into first and apply as you normally apply your blush, and an inner ring of lighter color that adds a pop of highlight. In general, I usually prefer a liquid or cream blush on mature skin since it tends to blend into the skin more easily and look more natural. Powder blush can cling to dry areas and accentuate imperfections, so I'll be interested to see how this performs on my dry skin. Although this product has been around for quite some time, it's a new one to me, so let's give it a try on the left side of my face. I have two colors, one is Love Glow and the other is Pillow Talk. Love Glow is a satin finish pearlescent pink, and Pillow Talk is a two-tone pink and champagne. I'm going to apply the Love Glow on the left side of my face. So I'm first going to swirl around the outer ring and then lightly apply. And we'll do a little bit more. I'm getting just a very slight amount of color. Do a little bit more so hopefully you can see it. And then Charlotte Tilbury suggests you take the middle color and use it as a pop in the center. So I'm just going to take that middle color, and yes, it definitely has a little bit more of a highlight effect. I think you can probably see that. So I am really pleasantly surprised by how beautifully this glides into the skin. I would not hesitate to use this on my dry, mature skin at all. And since I am going someplace later, I'm going to put this on the other side as well. Now, it will be interesting to see how this looks and feels a little bit later. For some reason on this side, I do feel like my skin feels a little tighter and drier, but not so much on the other side. So maybe I just applied more moisturizer to this side of my face. More recently, Charlotte Tilbury has come out with some cream blushes, which are called Island Glow Lip and Cheek. Here are the 5 shades. Now this is my first time using this product, so let's see how the Paradise Pink looks on the right side of my face. So I'm just going to dot a little bit on and then blend it with my fingers. Oh, this is a pretty color. And it seems to be doing okay over the powder highlight. Ordinarily, I would put the cream blush on first and then put a little bit of the powder over it. But that really is a beautiful soft color. This surprises me because it looks like it would be a lot stronger. I'm impressed with both of these blush products, this cream as well as the powder. Now the name of this product is Lip and Cheek, so you can apply it to lips. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my lips and we'll see what it looks like. So if you want just a little flush of color, this really is quite lovely on the lips. If you prefer a matte blush look, Charlotte Tilbury did come out with liquid matte blushes about a year back. Even though my dislike of the applicators prevents me from reaching for Charlotte Tilbury's Beauty Light Wand as one of my highlighters on a regular basis, I do truly love the colors and the formulas of these highlighters, especially the Pillow Talk shade, which is a nude pink, and the Spotlight shade, which is a candlelit gold filter. Pillow Talk is on top, and where my finger is where Spotlight is. And there are 5 additional shades as well. These highlighters provide a soft focus pearlescent gloss finish, which is truly stunning and which doesn't emphasize texture, which makes them really good for mature skin. I'll apply the Pillow Talk shade on the left side and the Spotlight shade on the right side. Just several dots on the upper part of the cheekbone, and I think you can see what that does. And then here is Pillow Talk. Another longtime favorite iconic Charlotte Tilbury product for many of us is the one I applied earlier off camera over my under eye corrector and concealer to prevent it from creasing. It's her Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, which comes in 4 different shades: fair, medium, tan, and deep. These powders are super finely milled and do an amazing job of both minimizing shine and blurring the look of lines and imperfections. And they also create a flawless, poreless looking skin. The ingredients include sweet almond oil and rose to help promote smoothness and moisture. This powder can be used on its own to mattify oily areas, or it can be used on top of concealer and foundation to set and perfect the concealer and the foundation. I'm going to apply it in my T-zone area. Many people love Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat lip liners, and they do come in a wonderful variety of colors, but frankly, I find them to be slightly drying on my lips. However, today I'm going to go ahead and use her lip liner in the shade Super Size Me, which is a deep nude pink, and over it I'll apply the tiny little sample size I have of her Pillow Talk medium lipstick, which is a matte berry pink. Now, since this is a matte lipstick, I definitely need to apply some gloss over it. My gloss will be Dezette from Lawless. Many people I know absolutely love Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks, especially the satin formulas, but I've only tried this one matte lipstick. So if you've ever tried her lipsticks, I would really appreciate hearing your thoughts about them in the comments section below. There are several other Charlotte Tilbury products which I've constantly heard good things about, but which I don't have yet. Her setting spray and her under eye corrector. I'll definitely be picking these 2 products up in the near future. And I'd love to know what your favorite Charlotte Tilbury products are, as well as the ones you wouldn't recommend. And one other thing I'd like to recommend today before we conclude is this video, which I hope you'll find both interesting and helpful. And if you'd enjoy receiving my weekly newsletter, which has more makeup tips and recommendations, as well as interesting articles on books, movies, TV shows, and some fun memories from our collective past, just click on the link that's in the pinned comment below or in the description box. Until next time, I wish you good health and happiness, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.